Kamusta, City Collegians?
Muling nagbabalik ang inyong katropang Mindoreño, maghahatid ng mga bagong halaman,
magpapabago sa inyong pananaw.
At higit sa lahat, magpapakilala ng sangay ng pamahalaan sa kasalukuyan.
And now, for our new episode, we will give recognition to the people who are said to be the responsible for the enforcing the country's law of the island of Philippines. The branch who have their own different concepts, duties, and power. They are the executive branch.
Did you know that there are so-called three groups in the structure of our government system that are created by the Constitution? The legislative, judicial, and the executive.
They are recognized as the separate functions because they were not mixed with a different responsibility that no one has too much power and can work more effectively in the government.
And as the years passed by, our population have grown rapidly. In fact, the U.S. government is the one who was created with co-equal branches of government. Our country, the Philippines, is one of those thousands of government countries that currently occupying it. And the group of executive branch has the power to carry out the laws and runs things.
Katropa, who really are the executive branch or the law enforcing body?
The executive branch is a branch of the government responsible for the overall governance of a state, responsible for enforcing and executing laws made by the legislative branch of the government. It is said to be the most powerful because it is all under the President's command, who is in charge of the final decisions.
The President Ferdinand Bongbong Romualdez Marcos Jr., the President is the head of state and head of government and functions as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Force of the Philippines. As Chief Executive, the President exercises control over all the executive departments, bureaus, and offices. He is responsible for implementing and enforcing the law written by Congress and to the end appoints the head of the federal agencies, including the cabinet.
And did you know, it's not only the president but also the vice president, which is Sara Duterte Carpio.
I just wanna love you forevermore, and I wanna hold you just like before. And maybe someday we might just find a way and we can love for.
And of course, could it be possible to regret the cabinets, secretaries of the different government agencies in the Philippines? The cabinet's role is to advise the president on any subject he may require relating to the duties of each member's respective office.
Sa mga bumubuo ng ehekutibo, ano nga ba ang qualifications to be the president of the most powerful branch of government in our country?
The President of the Philippines is elected by direct vote by the people for the term of 6 years. He may only serve for one term and is ineligible for re-election. The term of the President of the Philippines starts at noon at the 30th day of June after the election. The qualifications for an individual aspiring to become the President of the Philippines are outlined in Article 7, Section 2 of the 1987 Constitution. According to the Constitution, an individual may become President provided he meets the following criteria. First, natural-born Filipino. Second, a registered voter. Third, must able to read and write. Fourth, 40 years of age at the day of the election. And fifth, must have resided in the Philippines 10 years before the election is held. Sixth, must not have succeeded as president and held that office for more than 4 years.
Everyone has a power.
Under the executive power, it has 2 sections and 9 articles. First, Section 1, Article 7. The executive power shall be vested in the President of the Philippines. Section 17, Article 7. He shall ensure that the laws be faithfully executed. In Article 7, it has 9 supporting power. First, the power to control over all executive departments, bureaus, and offices. Second, the appointing power, the power under the Commander-in-Chief clause. Next, the power to grant bribes, commutations, and pardons. The power to grant amnesty with the concurrence of Congress. The power to contract or guarantee foreign loans, to enter into treaties or international agreements, to submit the budget to the Congress, and also the power to address Congress.
Power of control. They are the one who have power to control all the departments, bureaus, and offices. They modifying, securing, supervising, judging what a subordinate has done in the government units.
Power of appointment. This is functionalized by the heads of executive departments, ambassadors, other public ministers or consuls, officers of the AFP from colonel to naval captain. Other officers whose appointments are vested in the President.
Ordinance power includes the issuance of executive orders, administrative orders, proclamations, memorandum orders, memorandum circulars, and general or special orders.
Military power. As the Commander-in-Chief, the President may call out the armed forces to prevent or suppress lawless violence, innovation, or rebellion, suspend the writ of habeas corpus, and declare a state of martial law.
Pardoning power. The power to grant reprieves, commutations, and pardons. The power to grant amnesty with the concurrence of Congress. Borrowing power pertains to the power to contract or guarantee loans in the name of the Republic of the Philippines.
Budgetary power. The President has the authority to propose the annual budget to the Congress. The Congress may lower the amount recommended by the President, but they cannot increase it.
Diplomatic power. The power to enter into treaties or international agreements. Informing power refers to the duty of the President to address the Congress at the opening of its regular session, State of the Nation address. It also aimed at informing the Congress of the present status of the nation, suggesting to the legislature some important policies that necessitates legislative enactments, and giving guidelines of national policy.
Power over alliance, which is connected to the power to deport. The President shall have the power to deport aliens subject to the requirements of due process. As well, the power to change which is non-immigrant status of aliens. The President, subject to the provisions of law, shall have the power to change the status of non-immigrants by allowing them to acquire permanent resident status without necessity of visa.
For years, our country are often dominated and organized government against by other countries. We have experienced being commended as rich in fun, hospitable, and civilized people. We often follow the rule of our President, Vice President, governors, and mayors for the uplifting of our country. We all want is to make our country better with their leadership.
Executive, the most powerful branch of government in our country, which is the President, Vice President, the Cabinet, Executive Department, that is genial to the community and the people they are leading off.
enable to control us and provide the right service that
conduct diplomacy with other nations, carries out and enforces laws with, unleashing powers to negotiate and sign treaties.
Through which the Senate ratifies and signs into law legislation with integrity and uprightness and uninterrupted.
Valiant way to serve in convergence platform, engaging citizens in nation building, promoting the principle of democracy, empowering communities in the fight against poverty. Togetherness, we will.
Build a peaceful, organized, independent state has
reinforce administration government to protect our rights against exploitative group or an individual that took advantage to the
needs of our fellow countrymen. Indeed, we Filipinos must comfort our executors.
commands and guidelines in accordance to the regulation of the law because of their leadership.
Has the capacity to translate vision into reality.
เจ้าชู้นะมาเป็นแฟนนะอยู่ I to miss you ก็ใจมันรักแต่คุณจะให้ฉันทำยังไงเลิกรักก็คงไม่คุ้มนะ yeah. ฉันไม่ได้ตั้งใจเธอมายืนหลอก ฉันมันคนใจง่ายแค่ขอเธอมาก่อน เธอทำให้ฉันหลงเลยลืมทางออกแค่อยากจะบอกเธอทำหัวใจของผมละลายละลายละลายมองเธอสักอีกกี่ครั้งก็ยังน่ารักเหมือนเช่นเคยอยากชวนเธอเต้นระบำบัมบะละลัมบัมบัม